And so Queenish is playing a team that looks actually pretty good. Normally Queenish plays some pretty interesting things. Well, interesting is a nice way to put it. Put it. Let's- we see Sony being banned on the side of Megumi and Hedgehog being banned on the side of Queenish. As we see, Megumi wants the first pick. We see Mix being first picked on the side of Megumi, which is good into well, only Banshee and Regnant. Everything else does pretty solid into it. Like Queenish has room to yeah. I guess the thing for Megami to pick here is Nitroso. That is pretty free. Volcrane, well, Skunch is actually decent as well. I suppose what Megami plans to do is probably ban out the Banshee, but there's still two digitals on the side of Queenish to deal with that. We do see the Nitroso being banned. I'm actually very surprised he didn't take that Nitroso and just banned the Banshee. That would, because you would have removed the two things that can kill it. Because Headgiant and then you just second ban Banshee. So like not taking Nitroso here seems kind of very like a very poor decision.
You know, Kami, I just realized that for the last 20 or 15 minutes, I was screaming, I was talking, and my mic was muted on OBS, so only you were hearing me and they were not. Ah, rest in peace. But the audit just finished and I can speak now, guys. I could speak for the last 10 minutes I was speaking, I just forgot. But let's get into the finals. Amatsun, thank you so much again. We hit the goal for today. I'll do whatever you would like me to do other than anything with my clothes. But let's get back in here into the finals. Best of three. Kami and me will be covering this up. Let's go. No
Usually
planks.
no planks, but you gotta get your planks in. You see Calvis and Volcane and Sunny and Banshee on the side. So even Vosh picked up. Megami is now having his last pick. Probably Lawali is the correct pick here, as it's actually pretty good into Queenish's team. The only thing that can kill it is probably Zalpian. And probably Queenish will take the Sedza. I actually like it. So now Lawali looks very, very strong to the side of Queenish. So turn one, Mixed Skunch versus Mudged Volfi. Mix really can't do anything this turn. I suppose they can stay in and
Well,
attempt to get Puppet Master, but actually it
tech.
can do that because it has the fake beard, so it can get trapped in by Volfi actually. And probably Skunch will hit the side of Mudged, most likely. Or Volfi. Any side is solid to hit here. But Mudged probably wants to leave as well. So you could actually spike PJab Mudged side if you want to predict the swap. Preserve the Mudged here. Or Mix just leaves.
Well, I mean, it's the safe play, to just back out and not take the risk because what if that Madrid just kills?
That is possible. I don't know his TV spread for the Mix. As he just Queens just opts to gun down the Scunch, and Megami went for a read and expected the Mudget to swap out, but it stayed in. I'm assuming that probably would have killed Mudget
Definitely could have. But the
with the
thing
times
is,
4.
right now Madrid is the fastest, right? If there is a wind swap coming in, yep, Crystal Dust should be enough, I think, to kill this Skunch. Or
Deluge
well,
is
Deluge.
definitely actually opts to sleep the volley.
Hmm.
So Scunch will get to attack into Bon. Okay, into Bonchi.
Well,
Down 50% though. That's half damage. So that would have one shot if it was neutral. So Madrid lives the second turn of
against a
a
Scourge.
stench. Yeah, that's pretty insane.
That's actually very insane, but it's Bawani. Bavani, you know. Kami, you have told me that you would always take names of Thames by themselves, and Pat,
Ah, I
thank you
wasn't
so
paying
much.
attention. Have fun with another 5. Where's my gift this time? Oh, I think I have one. I do have one. But yeah. For Woonie, if he has no melee Thames and it's been working to Queenish's advantage, now it can just kill off Skunch, and it's perfectly safe because Loali is asleep. Ninja Jutsu is up, so actually, depending on how fast this Skunch is, it could do a good amount of damage towards the Madrid.
I think
As we see another fight coming out
Pat
from platform.
Platform is really trying to snipe Gaijin Buu right now, but I think that is difficult. Let me just check if there is a setting for it.
As we see Vasi coming, I'm assuming that is from the famous seller Alola. Ninja Jutsu does not kill Banshee. It is not the same BP as Oshi, but it almost did take it out. As we see Beta Burst to finish off the Skunch. Loali still sleeps. The Luge is pretty good. 3 turns is pretty massive, if I do say so myself.
Well, that is a thing by itself, but yep, he's too powerful. You cannot do it.
This is a good board state for the mix that comes in onto the Vasi Banshee board.
This is such a good board for mix.
Yes, it's a very solid one. And I believe Banshee can attack, but try to tornado, I suppose. But I don't think you'd want to tornado the mix. Especially if it's air specialist, because you could put into Puppet Master. Depending how failed this mix is. Spikes is just good into Vasi. We could probably see Vasi just attack Loali with an Electro Punch, and
It's
Mudge
it's.
comes back onto the field.
I mean, Madrid coming back is not that bad to be honest in this scenario. But what if it's a double lane that happens there?
On the what side?
On the Ragnet.
Well, Loali's asleep. There will be no doubles, unfortunately. So Ragnar just actually dips. We see Wolfie coming on that side. We see Nado come out. It's not a specialist. So that it is hand fan, but not a specialist. So there will be no Puppet Masters being received. Banshee did OX, so effectively it's a 1v2 for this turn, as Banshee either stays in and does nothing or leaves. So it's just mixed versus it's just mixing Luwali versus Wolfie.
I think it's still like that Calibus is still gonna get a lot of value if that Wasi is going down.
Calibus could actually beat Vossi, I believe, with the Mucus and Reactive, well, if it does carry it. It is very strong into Ragnant.
That is so true. I mean, mix. Do you think it's wise enough to actually put your own mix into Puppet Master?
With spikes, self spikes is something you can do. You can do it at this HP, but it is like a decent tactic. If your opponent has no AoE, you could just self spike yourself into Puppet Master. I believe actually you probably just stay in and double the Wolfie this turn if you are fast enough on the Wally, but I guess if you want to play safe, you don't have to do that. And the resin trap actually hits the Banshee, where the Banshee was, which catches a Mudrid, brings it down to 17.5. Bush does come out. That will make Wolfie a special defensive monster. Especially defensive monster. Mudrid, because of resistance, can actually leave if it wants to. Probably seen another Deluge come out onto some slot. I'm not sure exactly where.
I think it would be on Calibus. I mean, hold on a sec. Does that Wolfie want to stay there? Because Toxic Ink on -1 defense is most likely gonna kill it. Like, heavily
Yeah,
likely.
I think Banshee swaps in to. It's actually Whip Calibus. That is very interesting. Whip is one of those items you can just kind of put anywhere, but on Calibus it seems pretty interesting. It's not a item that swaps in and out very often, I would believe, as it kind of just
Calibus is the
stays
time
on the
that
field.
sits. Yeah, once it
Yeah.
comes in, it wants to sit there as much as possible.
So yeah, I think that's a weird whip placement, but we'll see if it benefits him or not. We see Quartz Dirt do moderate damage. It is a cage with synergy, which is pretty nice. Toxic Ink will kill Wolfie, but it goes into Madrid, which will kill, and Lawali just rests. So I suppose you remove. Oh no. Ah. I suppose you do remove deluge possibilities, but by using Quartz Dirt here, you allow the Banshee to come back in and hit the Calibus. And you could have killed off the Wolfie this turn, and now Wolfie just needs to swap out.
I think
Just needs to swap
Banshee
out.
has Tornado up, right?
Yes. No. It used Tornado on the mix. It doesn't have it. So Wally can actually outspeed it.
Hmm.
It used it, then it swapped out, I believe. So it's a free Toxic onto Wolfie's side, and the Wally just attacks the Banshee.
Yeah, the Resin Trap will outspeed the Banshee here.
Kills it off. Wolfie stays in to plague the Wally. It is not faster than the +1.
Do you
Toxic
think
comes out.
Plague on Calibus would have been better?
Um, yes, because more damage and you get the effect of the exhaust. Wolfie is now, it looks like it's going to die this turn.
I think what Wolfie was trying to do was try to plague the Luwali before the Resin Trap in order to exhaust it, kind of thing. But
Yeah, but the +1 messed that up. Wolfie is a very slow turn if you don't invest a lot of speed into it. So, like, +1s, it does get outspent pretty often. We do see
yeah, that
Lightning on
definitely
the
makes
board now.
sense.
We do see Lightning come onto the board. I don't think it's attacked yet this game. So I don't remember if it has its holds up or not, as Megumi is down to 10 seconds in reserve time.
Wait, is there anywhere it shows who's actually getting out of time? Or you're
Top left.
guessing? No, I mean,
Top
how
left.
did you know it's Megumi that's spending on time and not the other one?
Oh, because blue. Megumi's blue side.
Ah, I see. Okay, fair enough.
That's how it's supposed to work. It is a bit buggy here and there, but that's how it's supposed to work as we see the Sony come in. Now, Lawali was supposed to be the Sony counter, and it is pretty low on HP, so maybe it can't do that job anymore.
I mean, Voltron can still deal with Cerny, but it will still take some kind of damage as well. Not like
It
completely.
will take some time as well with the Colossi procs too,
Yeah, that's
if it
true.
is Colossi Sony. But I think Volcran could potentially beat it. We see Ifox hit the Sunny. Does a solid 41% or 40.4%. WCL hits the Calibus. Is a Toxic Skin or Mucus? We will find out now. It is a Mucus. Charge Iron Fountain comes out as well. Down to 27.2. As we see it just rest this turn, which is probably a bad rest because Calibus will probably just die next turn to a double. So it would be good to get some value out of it in some shape or form. Maybe a Strangle. If you are worried about the stamina cost. GC next come in to oh, it's settling. Okay, so this won't be an issue. Legacy is settling, so killing it is not going to be an issue at all.
Yeah. The only problem is that Legacy. Yeah, I mean, if it
It's
was
not-
a Curiosity, that would have been a problem, but I think it's fine. Wait, what happened? Did you just laugh?
No, my throat is killing me. It's legit
This,
killing me. Yeah, Sony if Sony does outspeed the mix, it can kill it with WCL. Because settling is normally the aggressive set. Can be an aggressive set, so you'll see. If Sony does outspeed here, Volcane comes in. Nope, Spikes does hit the Sony, interesting enough. Despite the guaranteed kill on the side of the, well, possible guaranteed kill on the side of the Velocity by just spiking there. This is a very heavily special, or like a tanky Velocity that maybe could have lived the initial spikes.
and it's on 55, so it can live another one.
We see you do, even if it is pretty good here, as it will OX to Sony if it does go for anything. Stone Trench comes out, brings down Velocity to 11.2%. E-Punch just takes out the mix. And Sanif just rests, which is a pretty good rest. Sanif now has access to Bush as well. So you could potentially bush away the meteorite that's coming up. I believe the wise thing to do is to just kill off Aussie, and then you just finish off the Sanif with the
How
rock
could you say
candy.
kill off the Wasi?
What else am I supposed to say? I'm supposed to say their nicknames, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, alright.
Exactly. You can't have it both ways. Yeah. Sanif,
I mean,
if
I don't think
I don't
Sernif
know.
can really defend this because it's not even a Velocity one. Sorry, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not even Velocity one, yeah.
if it was Colossi, it possibly could bring it back by itself. We see Hook. Hook Crane's actually pretty interesting. Takes on the Velocity. There's a Wex for that, however, the bush is used this turn.
Well, Meteorite coming next.
Well, actually, since Volcano's OX, it has one more turn. We will see Toxic Ink hit the Zerny. Zerny probably has to try to kill the Calibus this turn, actually. Then things can become a bit more interesting, but I think it just dies to Meteorite next turn, especially with the +1 speed on the Volcano as well, which should guarantee an outspeed. Onto the Sony. Yeah, Megumi takes game 1. Queenish takes the L on this game. And we'll see if Megumi can get a clean 2-0 or Queenish can bring it back. We will be seeing them for the second time today. As Queenish, I believe Megumi first banned Hedgine last time, which which is a pretty solid ban. He doesn't like Zalbian or Digital Quest very much, but I think sticking with this Hedgehog ban is pretty solid for him, as he has things like Mix, Gunch, Sony, and Lawali, and Ninja Cell, which all don't like Hedgehog. So I think sticking with that ban would be in his best interest, but he decides to ban Wolfie instead. I'm not very sure why he opted to do this. This just allows Queenish to go something along the lines of Hedgehog and Sony. If you go these two, you threaten out the Turok, and you also have Hedgehog as well. So I don't like that first ban at all. On the side of Megumi, he had answers for Wolfie, he had Sony, he has Ninja, so he has Luwali, he has Ganch, he has so many things for the Wolfie. I don't understand the ban on that side, as Mix his first pick like last game. We see Mudrid and Banshee, so Queenish doesn't even want to take the Hedgehog as of right now, which is a very interesting choice. This allows Sony to be picked up, and if it's an offensive Sony pick could, a double will just kill off the Mudrid like a WCL spikes. That's one way to deal with it. Going Turok here is good as well. The issue with going Turok in this game is that it's slow, so you can't take out a Tem before it can even move. If you go Sony, if you can just take out a Tem before he moves, Ninja Soul's not a good pick here. It's sure it's a nature Tem, but doesn't have any nature pressure, and it's a nature Tem that's actually weak to wind the Banshee. So I think this is like probably a very bad pickup. Like it's actually like one of the least ideal pickups in this situation. We do see the Hedgehog event. I don't like this draft that much from both sides, but I suppose we'll see how it plays out. Sunif is picked up on the side of Megumi. There is no Hedgehog, so it is very good here. Zalbian is probably the only other thing that can hit Sunif effectively with Wastewater. As a Zalbian and Digikosh is picked up. As Megumi is currently hovering the Vulcan. As we wait for his last pick, choices are Lawali or Skunch. For me, I think the choice was actually Skunch, despite its three weaknesses in the shape of Zalbian, Digikosh, and Banshee. Skunch just hits so hard, and my P-Jab, it offers a degree of utility to your team, like it helps your team out. We now wait for Queenish to make her last pick. The choices are between Ragnant and Sony. As Queenish is currently leaning towards the Sony, but actually decides to opt for the Ragnant at the last second. And yeah, turn 1 of game 2 of the finals. We see Banshee Mudrid on the side of Queenish, and we see Ninja Soul Mix on the side of Megumi. I think this definitely favors Queenish, because if Megumi's mixes inspect to live Soil Steam here, it will just drop. It will just drop. And Banshee threatened out Ninja Soul, and it's also neutrality, because we didn't see the air spec last game on it. So it won't even be able to be. I think this favors Queenish heavily, like this round 1, like really strongly. I just look at the possible options for Megumi. You could go Sunif on the side of Mix if you are afraid of that damage. Luwali is actually the safer choice, because it covers the potential of a double happening. I think Luwali is the safest swap if you are afraid of Soul Steam hitting you. The only AoE on the side of Queenish as well is Charged Iron Farms on Vasi. So if you can remove this Vasi and get the mix into Puppet Master, it does just kind of sit there and like deal damage to the entire team kind of freely. As we just see, Mix just opts to spike the Banshee. A double will kill that when those hits the Mix. So Mix does drop here, which is a shame. This is why you wanted the Sunny with the 3 prior, because you can guarantee he didn't even double the Banshee, which is very. That's actually a bit strange. He didn't double the Banshee to take out the. Just take it out, so the Justo can be like relatively free. We do see the Sunny come in. It does have access to Tornado now, so it can NATO the Ninja as well. Yeah, but that's why you need a Sunny between Ninja so that as Ninja just stays in to eat the NATO, even though you had the perfect switch in the shape of Lawali. WCO does come out to kill off the Mudrid actually. And Toxic Ink will just get the double or allergic spread. Just get the double kill here. It's a lot of deaths. Turn 2 and we have three dead Temtem. One on the side of Megumi and 2 on the side of Queenish. It's a very aggressive game. No switching whatsoever. We do see Zalbian coming in. I actually think Ninja still dies here if Queenish opts to waste water the Ninja. So if it does, Ninja still gets one more attack. And probably Toxic Ink into the Regnant. That's most likely going to happen. If we do see Heat Up on Zabi here is actually pretty good as you resist the WCO damage and you can increase your wastewater output as well. The issue with the City actually just leaves. Dolphin comes in on that exact spot. Ooh. E-Punch Synergy does hit the Ninja, so does not take it out, however. Wastewater does go to that exact position. What this allows is for the Lawali to come in and actually threaten the Zalbian immediately. Like immediately right now with the Hypoxia, for example, and Valkyrie now threatens out the Rossi. So this would be a great board state for the side of Megumi. But Cerneve comes in. I don't know why Cerneve is actually here. It doesn't. I can't really explain why Cerneve is here. I suppose you just want to hit Fragment. You can't hit the. You literally can't even touch these Albion at all with this Cerneve. I guess it's just to double the Rossi. The Rossi slot. As it backs out, is this Iridescent Squish? If it is, it won't take the W. Actually, Wastewater comes out again. Down to 38.1. Velocity does proc. An OX from Zalbian, that is unfortunate. It is actually not Iridescent, so WCO or Frondum should just kill it here, which is good. And now you just double the velocity again. Sunny won't die to anything it puts out. And I believe Megumi should just win from this point on. I'm not sure what Queenish can do in this specific scenario. Hypnosis is a possibility, as Bush. I mean, Bush doesn't achieve anything. Kind of a wasted turn, to be honest. Charge Iron Funds does come out. Jumbo will hit the Rossi. You could have just killed the. You could have just killed it. This turn with the Sunleaf. Or at least guarantee that the hook can kill it off. It just gave out. That's just pretty much a free Albion rest, and that's what just happened. think dodging charge line front wasn't that important, in all honesty. It actually benefits your Sunny to a degree as you get a class Cipanku and you become you're not weak to toxic anymore. But Sunny leaves full of wallies to get wastewatered, I would believe. Probably a Stone Trench from the side of Volcane, Cyberclaw into Volcane. Stone Trench takes out the Rossi. Dalvin is now low on HP. And it's now a neutral, just a digital type with by using Cyberclaw. So it's not weak to Hypoxia anymore, but it will just drop to it regardless of what it becomes. Wastewater comes out again. This probably could one shot the Loali. As it does, as Loali is not very well known for its defensive buff. But if Dalvin takes itself out, then Megumi. And Megumi takes the dub.